Well, viewers, first up now, religious polarization is usually a major poll issue in the north of the Vindhyas, but looks like the trend has made its way to the south as well, especially in the two Telugu-speaking states that will vote in phase 4 of the Lok Sabha elections on 13th May. The flashpoint now is the Muslim quota, which the BJP and its allies have strongly opposed. YSRCP and the Congress, on the other hand, which are fiercely opposed to each other in Andhra Pradesh, seem to have found a common ground over this matter, with both opposing the BJP and its stand. One hand, Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy, who's eyeing a second straight term, has promised that the 4% reservation for Muslims will remain intact if his party is voted to power again. Firstly, let's listen to what he said.
ఇవి ఎట్టి పరిస్థితుల్లోనూ కొనసాగుతాయి. 4% రిజర్వేషన్ల విషయంలో కానివ్వండి, ఎన్ఆర్సీ విషయంలో కానివ్వండి, సిఏఏ విషయంలో కానివ్వండి, ఇంకా ఏ అంశంలో అయినా మైనారిటీల మనోభావాలకు, వారి ఇజ్జత్ और ఈమాన్ కు అండగా నిలబడుతూ మద్దతుగా ఎల్లప్పుడూ ఉంటామని చెప్పి సందర్భంగా తెలియజేస్తా ఉన్నా.
Now, a similar sentiment has also been echoed by the Chief Minister of neighbouring Telangana, Reddy, who says his party successfully managed to provide reservation to Muslims without eating into the quota for the SCs, STs or even the OBCs.
भाई दलित और आदिवासियों को, ट्राइबल्स को रिजर्वेशन हमने दिया, ओबीसी रिजर्वेशन हमने दिया, माइनॉरिटी रिजर्वेशन में भी तेलंगाना आंध्र प्रदेश में हमने दिया, किसी का लेके किसी को नहीं दी। इसीलिए हम लोग ये बात कह रहे हैं कि ओबीसी रिजर्वेशन बढ़ाने के लिए 50% कैप निकालने का वादा हम कर रहे हैं। एससी एसटी रिजर्वेशन हमने लागू किए, भारतीय जनता पार्टी तोड़ी किए, तो हम जो रिजर्वेशन दिया हुआ है हम क्यों हटाएंगे? भटकाने के लिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी कोशिश कर रहे हैं। 10 साल के बाद वो पूरा फेल हो गया, इससे कोई फायदा नहीं है। लोग भी होशियार है, वो लोग भी एससी एसटी रिजर्वेशन के वजह से डॉक्टर्स, लॉयर्स, इंजीनियर, आईएएस, आईपीएस बन चुके हैं। वो लोग भी काफी समझदार है।
Meanwhile, the BJP, which is aiming for massive inroads in the two southern states, has vowed to end the quota for Muslims. Home Minister Amit Shah, addressing a rally in Telangana, says that the Congress party has snatched away the rights of the SC, ST and the OBCs and gave them to Muslims.
भाई और बहनों, वो कह रहे हैं मोदी जी आएंगे तो आरक्षण समाप्त कर देंगे। भाइयों बहनों, मोदी जी 10 साल से पूर्ण बहुमत के साथ शासन कर रहे हैं। मोदी जी ने आरक्षण समाप्त नहीं किया, परंतु तेलंगाना में कांग्रेस पार्टी ने 4% मुस्लिम आरक्षण देकर एसटी, एससी और ओबीसी के आरक्षण पर डाका डालने का काम किया है। भाइयों बहनों, मैं आज कहकर जाता हूं, आप भारतीय जनता पार्टी के 10 से ज्यादा सीट जिताइए, भोंगीर में हमारे बूढ़ा नरसैया जी को जिताइए। हम ये मुस्लिम आरक्षण को समाप्त कर एससी, एसटी और ओबीसी का आरक्षण बढ़ाएंगे।
Now, meanwhile, a new twist to this row has come with the release of a report by the Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister. According to this report, the Hindu population in India has gone down by 7.81% from 1950 to 2015. And in the same period, there has been an increase of 43.15% in the Muslim population, it says. Now, if the logic of the population being the key factor in the quota hike is really brought into picture, then the report plays into the BJP's hands that the majority whose population has gone down will have to probably give up their quotas for a particular minority community that has grown in number. As expected, the Congress isn't buying into this data and they claim that it is directly just coming in from the Prime Minister's office. Let's listen into what Priyanka Gandhi Vadra said about the same.
दीदी, प्रधानमंत्री की आर्थिक सलाहकार परिषद की एक स्टडी में पाया गया है 1950 से 2015 के बीच हिंदुओं की आबादी 7.8% घट गई है, जबकि भारत की जनसंख्या में अल्पसंख्यक समूहों की हिस्सेदारी बढ़ गई है।
ये
इस
कहाँ
तरह
से आया?
पाकिस्तान
ये सवाल कहाँ से आया
ऑफिस की
आपके पास? हाँ? ऑफिस की तरफ से ना। ऑफिस को बोलो प्रियंका जी पूछ रही है किसने भेजा उन्हें।
BJP, meanwhile, is claiming that this report debunks the propaganda that minorities aren't safe in India.
We have seen that how the opposition parties are reacting to it. We have seen reactions from the Congress, from the RJD, and various other parties of the Indie bloc. And they're basically saying that, and they're questioning the timing of release of this particular report, saying that this has been released in midst of election to gain political brownie points by the BJP. How do you react to that?
Look, this is a standard operating procedure when confronted with the truth, when confronted with the facts. The Congress and their motley crew of India Alliance will always create some narrative to try and distract from the core message of the report. What is the report saying? The report is saying very clearly today, without any ambiguity, that there has been a disproportionate increase in the population of one community. And the fact is that other communities have not grown, and there is a demographic change that is happening in India as a consequence of that growth. I see absolutely no problem with these being presented to the people of India, or the people of India rather, understanding this and taking their own views and answering these questions themselves. So I would not pay too much of attention to the Congress. When there was a 2G scam, they would say there was no scam. Their first instinct is to deny the existence of a fact and then cast aspersions on why those facts are being revealed. But the fact is, this report represents today a true picture of what is happening in India, and the people of India deserve to know this.
What does this report really signify? And what are the report's ramifications on the upcoming polls? And what are the decisions that have been taken by the YSRCP and the Congress government in Telangana? And also, how the BJP is responding to it, whether this will have a bearing on the elections. To discuss about this, I am joined in by a panel today. Dinakar Lanka, leader of the BJP, is with us. Sundar, Rama from the YSRCP also joining us today. Advocate Mahima Singh, spokesperson of the Congress. And also, we have Mir Inayat Ali Bakri, spokesperson of the BRS. All of them joining us today on the broadcast. Let me first take this across to the Congress spokesperson. Here, Mahima Singh, if you could really tell us, the Congress has time and again, come under fire even in Karnataka over this particular matter. In fact, some of the controversial posts still seem to be having a triple effect, and the case has been recently registered. Now, as far as this issue is concerned, it has had a resonating effect in Telangana, in Andhra Pradesh. Now the two chief ministers there have made it very clear that we are going to go ahead with this reservation. The BJP is saying that this continues to be one of the appeasement policies of the Congress, because as far as reservation is concerned, it should never be on the basis of religion.
Jai Hind. At the very outset, Deepak, I would reiterate the words of one of the national songs that we used to sing during our school time. Mazhab nahi sikhata aapas mein bair rakhna. Hindi hai hum, Hindi hai hum, Hindi hai hum, watan hai Hindustan hamara. So when you're talking about Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, I do not know why are you not also talking about the neighboring state of Andhra Pradesh, where BJP's ally TDP has actually not only given 4% Muslim reservation. You said why should the reservation be based on religion? TDP has not only provided it, but now one of their election agenda is that we will preserve that 4% reservation. Going forward, I want to ask the BJP, and please get the answers on your show. Why has the BJP not conducted the 10-yearly census since 2021? They hid behind the pandemic. They said there was COVID-19, so we could not conduct the census. If they would have conducted the census, we would have had numbers. In fact, socioeconomic caste census data from 2011 has also been kept hidden by this double-engine government that boasts its all the other front. When it comes to census, when it comes to the requirement for the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council to conduct this kind of a targeted survey, this kind of a targeted study based on religion, you are asking us why should be religion the criteria? Please ask the BJP why should religion be the criteria for these studies? That is for the BJP to answer. Why should religion be the criteria for these studies? So these two questions stand before us. And the third very important point, is it a mere coincidence that the person behind this study who has released it today, Ms. Shamika Ravi, happens to be a daughter of Mr. R.N. Ravi, who has been continuously attacking the federal structure of this country down south? We would like to hear all the answers from the BJP spokesperson here on your show.
Okay, let me take it straight across to the BJP then. Dinakar Lanka, three aspects here that, the Congress spokesperson has touched on. If you've heard all of them straight, go ahead and respond.
Ironical. Mahima is diverting the whole issue. Here the point is appeasement politics. Whether they have any kind of spiritual understanding with true spirit of constitution as far as federal structure is concerned, whether reservation allowed as per the constitution under the religious appeasement, religious basis, is there acceptance as far as the constitution, our constitution is concerned? It is the Congress Party and the parties which has been born with the roots of the Congress Party. Always they want to hit the federal structure by abusing the constitution. It is a strike point. As far as the Muslims are concerned, both YSRCP Congress Party, Jagan Mohan Reddy led YSRCP Congress, and Sonia Rahul Gandhi led Congress Party, both are playing appeasement politics. Muslims are seeing them as a voting machines, whereas Bharatiya Janata Party and Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, let you see that out of 80 crore people of Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, whether Muslims are getting the benefit or not. 4 crore PM Awas Yojana across the country, it was completed. Whether Muslims have been getting or not. Nearly 50 crores Ayushman Bharat cards issued, whether Muslims are getting or not. If you ask that, even Jagan accounts, last 10 years, 37 lakh crores amount direct benefit transfer happened. Whether Muslims are getting or not, we are not seeing the religious and the community as the criteria. Eligible persons, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, and region.
Okay, Mr. Lanka, I've allowed you to respond, but now you're not answering specifically to the questions at hand. Let me reiterate and let me ask you pointed questions. One is, be it in Karnataka, while you've had the BJP government come to power multiple times in the last decade, it was only towards the end of Mr. Bommai's term that they actually moved the Supreme Court. They actually decided to take a decision, and then of course the matter went to the Supreme Court, and no changes have been made as far as reservation in Karnataka. This is the 4% for Muslims that I'm talking about. In Andhra Pradesh, you have the TDP, which is your ally. Yes or no? It is the BJP's ally. They are saying that they are not going to do anything about this. They're not going to remove it. So the question here is, why these double standards? And why is it coming up only during the time of elections? And the third aspect is, if you do not have a census that has been conducted, an advisory council coming out with data like this, especially around the time of the elections, is something that is being questioned. So answer to these specific aspects.
First point is, as far as TDP is concerned, let you show whether they had put minority reservation, Muslim reservation in their manifesto. Let you show, I will see. And then only I comment. And then I speak about the census are concerned. How it get benefit in electoral process for
but has
2024.
Has the former Chief Minister, Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, has he said it or not? He's on record. He's on record saying it. Whether it's on the manifesto or not is not something that I'm debating here. I am debating his statement.
As far is very clear, Andhra Pradesh, the arrogance of the governance, corrupt practice by the Jagan Mohan Reddy is the first reason he should get removed. That is the BJP stand. As far as reservation, any reservation is concerned, if our alliance party put in the manifesto, then only I can comment. Let you show. Let you show. Without having proper authentication, without having
Mahima, I believe is trying to show something. Mahima, it's not very clear on the screen. What if you could quickly comment in what you're trying to point out?
I am trying to point out that this is a headline which says BJP ally Chandrababu Naidu promises 4% Muslim reservation in Andhra, and this is from recent times, May 5th, just yesterday, just last week. So you see the BJP spokesperson is trying to digress and deflect because they do not want to indulge into the direct question. They want to play both sides. They want to, you will remember after Karnataka election also, it is the BJP that allied with the student organization of SFI of PFI in Karnataka. During the elections, they made Hindu-Muslim, an election issue. Later on, they only allied with them. So the BJP has no character, no political character for that matter. They are like Thali ka Bengan.
Huge amount of the Muslims, women are in favor of the BJP, who are getting the benefits out of the government schemes, union government schemes, as a concept of Antyodaya.
Well, Mr. Lanka, we are not debating whether the BJP is doing enough for Muslims or not. We are not debating that. Neither am I at this point in time. We'll get into the aspect of whether it's constitutionally right or not to give reservation on the basis of religion. This matter is also in the Supreme Court. The Karnataka government also went ahead and said that we will continue this 4% reservation pending the matter, which will be, of course, heard in continuity. But again, let's not get into the same aspect without answering specific questions. I'll also bring in Mr. Sundar Rama of the YSRCP here to come in and put his stand forth as far as the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh is concerned from YSRCP. He's made it very clear, Mr. Sundar Rama, that he's going to continue this 4% reservation. But the BJP's primary argument is this is not constitutionally valid, and more importantly has been only going on because there has been an attempt to appease a particular community because they'll back you electorally.
Can you hear me?
Mr. Sundarama, if you can hear me?
Yeah. Is it okay? Hello?
Yes, please go ahead.
Are you able to hear me?
Very clearly, Mr. Sundarama, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. See, actually this Muslim reservation is not based on religious grounds. This 4% reservation is not based on religious grounds. This reservation is purely constitutional because the ground for this reservation is backwardness of the Muslim society. It is not based on religious, number one. Number two, this 4% reservation of Muslims is given by Dr. YS Rajashekar Reddy and his son, Mr. Jagan Mohan Reddy, will stand and he will continue this reservation for this community. However, very unfortunately, Mr. Lanka is talking about Chandrababu Naidu, but Mr. Chandrababu Naidu has promised that he will continue this 4% reservation. That means either he's deceiving these people or this BJP is deceiving these people of Andhra Pradesh. So the reservation of 4% is not based on religious and it is constitutional. And number one. Number two, YSRCP is going to stand.
Please explain why you say it's not based on religion. Now, a person from the Muslim community who gets this 4% reservation, on what basis does he get it?
See, in every religion, there is a backwardness. In this 4% religion also, this some few people like Pathans, Syed, these people, they don't get the reservation in this. Only the backwardness of this community, they will only get this reservation. So it is not based on religion, especially Muslim religion, and it is based on the backwardness of the Muslim religion and Pathans, Syeds, these people like upper caste. Like
you are again saying it is based on the backwardness of the Muslim religion. So are you saying that any Muslim cannot enjoy this under 4%?
In Hindus,
so any Muslim cannot enjoy this reservation under the 4% quota that you are providing?
See, backwardness is there in every community, in every religion. In every religion, there is a backwardness. All right? This reservation is given to the backwardness.
But then there is no reservation there is no reservation that you are giving for any other community based on the religion that they are. You are giving it based on the caste and community, or rather the caste that they belong to. So that's where the question here comes up, that whether this is based on religion. And on one hand, you're saying it's not based on religion. On the other hand, you're saying that the religion has, is backward.
See, this is based on backwardness. This is based on backwardness. Not all the Muslims will get the religion as a based on the religion. Every Muslim will not get this reservation. Every backwardness is the prime criteria to get this 4%. Number one. Number two, Mr. Lanka is telling that.
You are saying that
Mr.
it's
Chandrababu
not
Naidu
religion.
is
We've
not-
done it
Listen to me.
constitutionally. I'll
Listen
also
to me.
bring Mir Inayat Ali as well here from the BRS. Mr. Mir, what is your take on the matter? What's the BRS's stand in particular?
Actually, sir, I am going to clear one of the most important matter. The Muslim, it's not the religious. The Islam is the religious. Who is the enter in the Islam? They call the Muslims. Then after the Muslims, they are developed the Sufi means Maulana, Maulvi. Then first is the who is entered in the Islam. They call the Muslim. Actually, our caste is it is the Islam. Like a Hindu is not the religious. Sanatan Dharam is the religious. Hindu who is entered in the Sanatan Dharam is called the Hindus. But it is first you can clear this matter to the BJP. Lankaji, you can clear your high command. Muslim is not the religious matter. Muslim who is entered in the Islam, first position is the Muslim. So we are also all the Muslims who is at the time of independence, who is the millionaire and billionaire. Now he is on road. He is running the autos and is doing the construction work. They want the reservation. That's why the government is decided after the two commission by government of India. After then they have declared the 4% only. Actually, we want the 12% as per the population system. It is my demand.
Okay, Mr. Bakri says that 4% is not sufficient, 12% is needed. Of course, he had his own argument on what religion is and whether Muslims can be categorized as even a religion. We'll continue to debate this. The BJP response on this awaited. We have a very short commercial break. We'll slip into that, requesting all our guests to continue with us.
Co-presented by Amazing Spaces के लिए Greenland Laminates, कुछ मेरा कुछ तुम्हारा.
Co-presented by New Seltos with Kia Connect. Tech is now badass.
Co-powered by UPES, University of Tomorrow.
मेरी नजरों से चुना, तेरी हरकतों से सुना. कभी जीती तू, कभी मैं हारा. फिर भी खूबसूरत है ये नजारा, क्योंकि इसमें है खुला.
कुछ मेरा कुछ तुम्हारा.
अमेजिंग स्पेसेस के लिए ग्रीनलैंड लैमिनेट्स, कुछ मेरा कुछ तुम्हारा.
बेटा कहता है पापा बीमा ले लिया होता तो आज हो जाता ऑपरेशन.
अब हमें कौन बीमा देगा 70 के बाद?
तुम लोगों ने सुना नहीं? 70 साल से ऊपर के सभी वरिष्ठ नागरिकों को 5 लाख तक का इलाज मुफ्त में मिल गया. समझो, बस वोट के दिन पोलिंग बूथ पे जाओ और कमल का बटन दबाओ. मोदी को फिर से लाओ.
कमल का बटन दबाएं, भाजपा को जिताएं.
कौन सा तार काटूं? लाल या हरा?
So tell us, what do you bring to the table?
बरखोला, जब नींद होगी ब्रेक फ्री, तभी तो दिन होगा टेंशन फ्री. इसीलिए घर ले आइए Panasonic Pro Smart AC with custom sleep profile, India's first Matter enabled RAC.
Panasonic.
अक्षय तृतीया का दिन बड़ा ही शुभ अवसर माना जाता है. इस दिन आपकी तरह मैं भी घर लाती हूँ माँ लक्ष्मी का आशीर्वाद और सेनको गोल्ड एंड डायमंड्स की ज्वेलरी. सेनको की तरफ से आप सबको अक्षय तृतीया की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं और ढेर सारा प्यार.
Listen, there's a good insurance policy.
A good insurance policy. Let's ask AI. A policy in which premium payment is limited but provides income for lifetime.
LIC Jeevan Utsav.
A policy with whole life insurance cover also.
LIC's Jeevan Utsav.
Wow. Let's buy. LIC's Jeevan Utsav policy is our best choice.
Even I was telling you the same. LIC's Jeevan Utsav.
Lifetime celebration. With LIC's Jeevan Utsav, your future is set.
Welcome back, viewers. We are discussing the reservation that Muslims enjoy in the state of Karnataka, in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, and how this has become a big talking point in this election season. And now the latest data that has been put out by the Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister, also suggesting that there is a growth in the Muslim population, decline in the Hindu population, has added to this debate as well. Dinakar Lanka of the BJP wanted to come into the debate. Various aspects were touched on upon. Coming to you now, Mr. Lanka, if you want to respond to what the BRS and also the YSRCP had to say.
Like to bring into your notice, as far as any reservation is concerned, religious basis, on the basis of religious, it's not acceptable as far as constitution is concerned. Let court will decide. It is in the Supreme Court. Definitely court will decide. If whatever the court verdicts give, definitely we upheld it. I am unable to understand the problem of YSRCP most particularly. They had supported CAA. Today, in contradiction to the CAA speaking by the Jagan Mohan Reddy, he supported Tribal Talaq bill. Now he is speaking with a contradictory statement pertaining to these issues. These are all the double standard. Who is deceiving? YSRCP and the Congress Party both are deceiving SC, ST, OBC, and including economically weaker sections. Economically weaker section, Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi offered economically weaker section 10% reservation, which was not implemented in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Who gave the answer for it? And any kind of backwardness other than SC, ST, BCs, they are eligible to get the reservation in EWS quota. Definitely, we are seeing the Muslims and other minorities as the citizens of our country. And as explained earlier by me about the union's government schemes, whether Garib Kalyana Yojana, PM Mavas Yojana, and even Lakpati Didis, more than 1 crore, in which Muslim women are there. So we are seeing all the Muslims as the citizens of India, like my brotherhood and sisterhood. In that way, I am connecting with them. But Congress Party and YSRCP viewing them as a voting machines with appeasement politics. They don't want for real growth and development and welfare of the Muslims. They want to remain in poverty.
Okay,
and
Mr.
they
Lanka,
want to use
even if we have to buy your argument that the BJP that the BJP is working for the sake of Muslims, and the Congress or the YSRCP are just trying to appease them, using them as vote bank. Considering we buy this argument, the question that I want to ask the BJP and you to respond is that why haven't you done something that you're promising now during the election period when you had the opportunity? Why is your own ally saying that we will not go ahead with something like this? So how are you going to convince the people of Andhra Pradesh? You have certain constituencies where the BJP is contesting, certain constituencies where the TDP is contesting.
Unfortunate. I am not at all doing
Mr. Lanka, please hear me out. Please hear me out and respond to my question. There's no point. See, if you speak over me, if you speak over other guests, we will not be able to have a rational debate here. Please hear me out. I said even if I have to buy your initial argument, the question that I'm asking you is why hasn't the BJP acted upon this earlier? You have had an opportunity in Karnataka. You've had an opportunity now in Telangana to convince your TDP counterpart. You haven't done that. The former chief minister and the man who seems like he wants to become the next chief minister of Andhra Pradesh says that he will not scrap this quota. So how are you only raking this up during the time of election is my question.
It is the problem. You haven't questioned the YSRCP. Why you supported CAA? You haven't asked the question why you have supported for the against Tribal Talaq. You haven't asked those questions. That means it is the appeasement. They want to try to convince people like you to make adverse comment on BJP. But we are very much clear. 140 crore citizens of
India. I'm not making any adverse comment. I'm asking you to respond. I'm asking you to respond, Mr. Lanka. That's it. I'm not making any comments on the BJP. I'm asking you to respond. Why has the BJP not done this in the past when they've had an opportunity? Is the question that I've asked. If this is an issue that you feel aggressively needs to be taken up, it should have been taken up.
The questioning. When you start for good, you are asking question. It happens even it starts for 2 years back or 5 years back. Same question comes. When the time it comes, definitely one by one each and every issue comes out. What is the problem in it? We are very clear that when we are allowing the benefit irrespective of caste, creed, religion, it is not a good debate and a question to BJP based on the religious basis. You should not ask the question, because we are going as per Antodaya, eligible beneficiaries irrespective of caste, creed and religion. They are getting benefit. Already I explained about the Garib Kalyan Yojana, PM Awas Yojana, and PM Ayushman Bharat cards and Lagpati Didis and so forth, whatever the schemes union government delivering. Let you see that the percentage of, let you speak about the Muslims only. What is the population percentage of the Muslims? How many persons are getting the benefits as the beneficiaries? Let you take the percentage. Definitely they are more than what their population. They are getting these benefits from union.
Mr. Lanka, another aspect that the Congress earlier raised, which you haven't responded to, so I'll ask you, the Economic Advisory Council coming out with this sort of a data of increase in the population of Muslims, decrease in the Hindu population at this point in time, without a census which was supposed to be conducted, without that being done. They're raising some questions about this and the veracity of this and the timing of this.
It is not political nature. It is not, there is no help or assistance comes out from the data for BJP, because already our voter, including Muslims, huge amount of the Muslims, women are voting in favor of BJP. Today in Andhra Pradesh, huge amount of the Muslim men also in favor of the NDA alliance, because they already betrayed by the YSRCP and Congress Party. They realized that they are using as a voting missions only. They are not seeing as a humans. That is the both YSRCP and Congress about their
Okay, I'll take this across directly then to Mahima Singh. Mahima, see, the BJP here continues to maintain that the Congress is and some of the opposition parties have repeatedly used the Muslims as a vote bank. Now, this is a community that has been left impoverished, left in a state that is backward on purpose, and just being exploited time and again during the time of elections is the charge that they are coming up with. And they're saying that this data is not irrelevant or it is not something that is cooked up.
You see, the BJP is very audacious, hypocritic faces coming out right now today, Deepak. And I think that's what we have been seeing all across during this election campaign, because of course the issues have been undermined by them. Their leaders are talking about changing constitution. Their proclivity to undermine people's rights, to trample people's rights in this country has been witnessed by the world during COVID, when the entire middle class, entire poor section of the society was not only neglected but has been looked away from, especially during the G20, when the Prime Minister put those green curtains on the poor areas ridden with poverty in this country, and especially in the capital region. So the BJP, when the spokesperson of the BJP is speaking today, of course he doesn't have anywhere to hide on your show today when we are asking about the alliance with TDP. First he tried to deflect and digress the debate, but then thanks to you have asserted on that question time and again. And of course the people are seeing today, your audiences are seeing today the audacity of the BJP with which they are responding, because the BJP conducting this kind of a study, rather than conducting a study on how the middle class or the poor were affected, because it's not class specific, the economic policies that should have been looked into, especially because of the damage that this government, Modi government,
saying, but some aspects that the Congress also needs to answer is time and again saying that, well, we will continue with reservation for Muslims is 4%, when whether you believe this data or not. If this data is an indicator that there is a rising population, can you still categorize the entire Muslim community as backward and continue to give them, these reservations under a separate quota, which falls under the religion category? Is that something that the Congress wants to continue to do, and is it fair for other communities? Because there are other communities, there are people who are backward there, and if you take away 4% from a chunk each and every state, the reservation hovers around the 50% mark.
See, we are not Number one, the Congress in the history and in the future will make policies only and only within the ambit of the constitution of this country, which was foreseen and drafted and implemented by the forefathers that fought for our independence, unlike the BJP that wants to only overhaul, undermine that constitution, the very spine of this democracy. And when you're talking about the Congress's policies or the Congress's, if you're questioning that, I would say that you see the Congress's style of working has always been very transparent. The Prime Minister spoke about inheritance tax, wealth redistribution, today about the Muslim reservation. We have always brought it back to the BJP because the Muslim reservation, I told you, it's the BJP's allies. Wealth redistribution, their manifestos in 1996 and 1999 talked about wealth redistribution. Jayant Sinha and Arun Jaitley of the BJP spoke about inheritance.
Okay, Mahima, we seem to be having certain glitches as far as your connectivity is concerned. While you fix that, I'll quickly go back to the YSRCP spokesperson here as well, Mr. Sundar Rama. Mr. Sundar Rama, the Congress maintains that they will go by the Constitution.
I wanted to say.
We couldn't hear you. Now I'm able to hear you. Go ahead. Complete what you were saying.
Yeah. I wanted to say it's no ordinary economist that has put out this study. It is Mr. R.N. Ravi's daughter, Mr. R.N. Ravi, who's been known to undermine the federal structure, attack the federal structure again and again down south. So the question is today, why this study at this point in time? Why has this study been only conducted by Mr. R.N. Ravi's daughter and no panel of economists or something like that? Why this study at this time when the census has not been conducted? Could this not have waited till after the elections? You have asked that, but let the audiences and the people of this country ponder over it.
Okay, very quickly, Mr. Sundar Rama, if you could come in.
Yeah, just to see, actually in Andhra Pradesh, Mr. Chandrababu Naidu has promised to continue this 4% reservation. Mr. Lanka, whether he's having that.
That's already established. We've said that repeatedly, Mr. Sundarama. The question to you, similar to what I asked the Congress, was whether do you feel that continuing this reservation and this charge of the BJP, do you feel it's accounted for when they say that this is trying to appease a particular community? Because can you categorize an entire community as backward and let them enjoy the reservation, whereas there could be people who could actually need it and probably will not get it because this entire community is able to get it through this reservation?
See, first this one is in Andhra Pradesh, this unholy alliance of this TDP and BJP. One side, Mr. Lanka, the BJP is telling they are against to this 4% reservation. At the same time, the TDP, Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, he said that the BJP alliance, he is in the BJP alliance, but he is telling that he will continue the 4% reservation. Number one. Number two, what we are telling is the total reservation of 4% is not for everybody. It is only for the backward people. There is some Pathans, there is Sayyar. These people, as a OC, they don't get this reservation of 4%. These two things is the most important.
The National Commission for Backward Classes just a few days ago observed that in the state of Karnataka it's a blanket reservation and that's where it's wrong. So we are talking about these multiple states and how reservation for for the Muslim community is being given. And why is the National Commission pointing that out, that it's a blanket reservation then?
I'm not talking about the Karnataka. I'm strict to this one is only for Andhra Pradesh 4% reservation. Actually, Mr. Dr. Rajshekar Reddy has given 12%, but it went to the court, Supreme Court. Only 4% has given because it should not exceed the 50% reservation. So I am completely telling this 4% reservation is constitutional. Whether the court may allow tomorrow 12% is a different issue. But this 4% reservation at this juncture is only the backwardness of the people, not the rich people of the community. Number one.
Okay.
Number two, there is a BJP and this people, TDP.
Okay.
One side they are telling against to this reservation, and one side is they are supporting. Chandrababu Naidu is supporting, means this unholy alliance.
Well, that seems to be definitely the confusion that the BJP has. especially in the state of Andhra Pradesh, while they vehemently say that we are going to scrap this reservation that Muslims enjoy in multiple states, or the 4% that they have, TDP seems to be somewhere a hindrance or a block in the thought process that they have, especially through, or rather as an alliance. Now, the Congress party has made its stand clear. We've heard from the BJP as well. But of course, during this election season, these issues matter. The people, of course, can take away the major aspects from this, think about what they need to do, of course, because these are narratives that are being set by political parties ahead of the elections because they feel that they can sway the minds of the voters. Now, the voters, of course, have got probably a clear picture through the last half an hour, 40 minutes that we've had about what each and every party has had to say regarding the same, and they could probably make that decision. With that, I conclude this debate. I'm thanking all our panelists for joining us on this broadcast. On the other side, more news from the southern part of India coming up. Don't go anywhere.
Co-powered by Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham. Come, become.